As always, please listen to your body. We are going to go into some poses. You can modify them, vary them however you want. We'll be working a little bit on the shoulders. It's just something I've been thinking about lately, especially when you're working from home. There's a lot more of this going on. So we need to sort of have a good stretch. What we're going to do is we're going to come into child's pose, first of all. So just take your time, and you can have the knees apart or the knees together, whatever you need. I think for me, for the shoulders, it's quite nice to have my knees apart and just bring your head to rest gently on the mat. Just coming into the breath for the first few moments. And you might want to sigh out the first 2 or 3 exhales. Just come into the breath. Bring your awareness into the moment. Just notice how you're feeling right here, right now. As you breathe in, just feel the ribs expand. Maybe they press into the thighs. We'll also notice the back of the body as well. And feel that breath towards the back of the ribs, the spine, the pelvis, and the shoulder. And on the next inhale, I want you to turn the palms to face the ceiling. So we're externally rotating the shoulders. So just notice that sensation. Does it feel nice? Does it feel a bit weird? Just keep breathing all the way in, all the way out. Really feel that breath into the shoulder blades. When you're ready, slowly release the hands and take the palms together to prayer. And I want you to bend the arms so the prayer is reaching up towards the sky. So just take it to where it's comfortable for you. Deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly release the hands back to the mat. We're going to take a nice big inhale together. Exhale. And I want you to slowly walk your hands to the right side of the mat and take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. And we're just going to breathe into that left side body. So you may want to draw that left buttock towards the heels just to intensify that stretch if it's available. What I want you to do now is just bring the hands flat and slowly start lifting the chest of the mat and bring yourself into plank pose. So you can keep the knees on the mat as well if you like. Just take the hands nice and spread out, and you've got the option of lifting that left hand off the mat, coming into a side plank. And again, adjust the feet as much as you want. Now we want to work into the glutes, so we're going to lift that left leg up and down, up and down. And just check that you're actually working into the glutes rather than just the leg. So just keep going for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Keep that plank, shoulder on the right side, nice and strong. And I want you to exhale, slowly bring that left hand to the mat. Gently drop the knees, come back into your side child's pose. And this time, you're going to take that left hand and we're going to bring it to the back of the body towards the pelvis, palm facing up. And we're going to inhale and draw that left shoulder back. And you've got the option of taking a little twist over towards the left. It's entirely up to you. Just breathe into it. Really feel the front of that left shoulder drawing back. Nice stretch for it. Take one more inhale. And exhale to release. Bring that left hand back to the mat. And just bring your awareness into the body and how it's feeling now compared to when we started the practice. Take a couple more breaths. Slowly bring the hands back to center at child's pose. We're going to work the other side in a couple of moments. I want you to feel that breath all the way in for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and hold. And release all the way up. Let's do that again. Inhale for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold at the top. And release. Let's take that one final time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. And release. When you're ready, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Breathe into that right side body. And again, you can draw that right glute down to deepen the stretch. Taking a couple more breaths out. And remember, you can make those breaths nice and deep. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly inhale as we lift the chest off the mat. We're going to come into our plank pose. So again, just check your alignment. You can stay here or you can lift that right hand off the mat this time, coming into side plank. And you've got the option of lifting up that right leg and down and engaging that right glute. You can tap that glute if you want, just to check it's engaging. And we're going to stay here. 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Take your plank pose for a couple more breaths and slowly come back into your child's pose. So drop the knees and stay in your child's pose towards the left. So you might find it's a little bit different on one side. And we're going to take that right hand this time and bring it to the back of the body so the palm is facing upwards. And then we're going to inhale as we lift off the mat and just take the gaze over to the right. So we're working into the front of that right shoulder as well. So just stretch into it. Breathing in, breathing out. Just take one more inhale. And exhale to release. And slowly bring that right hand to the mat. Let's say now child's pose in this position for 2 more breaths. When you're ready, slowly coming back to center. I'm going to come into puppy pose for a little bit. So remember your body and what you need to do. So you can lift off the bum and just take the hands out a little bit wider in front of you. You can bring the chest to the mat. So remember, you can adjust this in a way to your body because it is a strong pose. Just really working into the shoulders. And you might want to bring the hands out wider. Just give you that load. Let's just take a couple more breaths in. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself up. And we're going to bring the knees towards each other. You can tuck the toes under if you want, or you can just sit back on the heels as they are. I'm going to untuck my toes. We're going to inhale to lift the arms up, take the gaze up, and release. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Just flow through a few of these with your own breath. Really feel the shoulders engaging here. Nice length in the upper body. And release. And slowly bring the hands to the side. And we're going to bring that chin, tuck it in towards the chest. Take the gaze over to the right. Over to the left. Just flow through a few of these. When you're ready, just rotate the neck a little bit more as well. Should feel nice little stretch. Nice. And what we're going to do next is we're going to place that right hand on the right shoulder, take the left hand on the through the top side to the right side of the face. We're just stretching into that right side of the neck. And again, these are quite useful exercises for working at a desk, leaning over on a computer. So let's just breathe in, breathe out. And release, and slowly come back to center. Just take a couple of breaths, notice how it feels. And we'll do the other side. So left hand on the left shoulder, right hand swoops over, takes hold of the left side of the face. And we're stretching into that left side of the neck now. Couple more breaths here. And slowly release. And the next thing we're going to do is for the back of the neck. So when you take your hands and place them around the back of the neck, you can just rest one hand on the other like so, or you can entwine the fingers, it's your choice. And just inhale as you just press quite firmly on the back of the neck. And just take the head back. So lift the head up and back. So really feel that resistance with the hands as well. And again, this is quite a good exercise for sort of when you're watching your phone or bending your head forward. It's quite a nice counter pose. Helping with that cervical spine. Take 3 more breaths out. When you're ready, just support your head, come back to neutral. And let's take a few shoulder rolls here as well. So nice and big. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Just take it up towards the ears. Nice. And just take a few in the opposite direction. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, so we are working quite long and strong into the shoulders, is I want you to take your arms out forward. So reaching forward, active fingers. Build that space between the shoulder blades as you reach forward. And I want you to inhale as you open the arms out wide. Take it all the way back. See if you can draw the shoulder blades towards each other a little bit. You should feel that stretch at the front of the shoulders. And let's draw the hands back towards each other. And back. We're just opening and closing the arms. Take a couple more. Open wide. There we go. And slowly release. And we're going to reverse that a little bit. So we're going to take that right arm, bring it out straight. Take the left hand on the outside of the upper right arm, and then draw that right arm towards the left. So we're stretching the outside of that right shoulder. So it's quite a strong stretch. This is one of the stretches we do when we do our warm-ups for sword fighting. It's quite nice. Your hands and your arms and your shoulders do work quite hard. Playing with your sword. Just breathe in, breathe out. And try to keep the body neutral, so you're really stretching into that right shoulder rather than turning the whole body. And release. And let's take the other side. So take that left arm out, take the right hand on the outside and draw that left hand towards the right side. So we're stretching on the outside of that left shoulder. So just take a couple more breaths here. When you're ready, just release and just shake both arms. And we're going to come into our tabletop position. So hands spread out nice and wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. You can tuck the toes under. And we're going to take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis towards the mat, draw the belly down, shoulders in towards each other, gaze comes up. As you exhale, reverse that motion. So draw the belly up towards the spine, round the blades. Take the gaze down. So just flow through a few of these in your own breath. Just notice any little points that you've got you might want to stretch into, but also being careful not to unnecessarily hurt yourself. You might want to take a few figure of eights, in the opposite direction. We want to have a nice stretch, but we don't want to be in pain. So let's just take a couple more and slowly come back to your neutral spine. Brilliant. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift ourselves upper body up, coming onto the knees. And we're going to stay with the shoulders a little bit longer. What I want you to do first of all is take that right arm out in front of you And take the left hand out towards the left and just twist over to the left side. And as you exhale, I want you to fan the arms in opposite directions. So we're twisting over to the right, left hand forward, right arm back. Just fan through a few of these in your own time. So we're working into the shoulders and a nice twist as well. Let's just do one more on each side. Come back to center. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up towards the sky. Fingers nice and active. Take one more inhale and exhale to release. Bring those arms down. And we're going to take the arms out in front of us now. And we're just going to lean back. So we're going to work into the core. So you can tap the abs. We're going to hold it here. And then we're going to slowly come forward. Drop the hands onto the mat. Take the feet out, coming into your plank pose. So we're going to hold plank pose here for a few long breaths. We're working into the core. So keep the shoulders nice and strong. Check your alignment. It's quite handy to check it, just to see where you're at, any changes you need to make. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly drop the knees, bring ourselves back up, bum up, arms out in front, and just lean back, work into the core. Breathe in, breathe out. And I want you to pulse it here this time, if it's okay for your knees. So just be careful. For 3, for 2, for 1, and hold. And release. Bring the hands back now. Come back into your plank pose. And this time we're going to take that right leg out and in. Left leg out and in. Breathe into the back of the body. Nice, strong, neutral pelvis. Keep the body nice and strong. Come back to plank. We're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Drop the knees. Come back up. Bring the arms out in front of us and lean back. Work into the core. For 3, 2, for 1. And this time we're going to bring the forearms onto the mat. Take hold of opposite elbows. And then bring the hands in front of you. So you can bring them to clasping the hands or just come into a prayer. It's up to you. And we're going to come out into plank pose. We're going to come into forearm plank. We're going to hold it here. Check your alignment. Because I have a tendency to lift the bum up when I'm in my forearm plank. So just check that you're really engaging the core here. Drop the knees at any time if it's a bit too much. And we're going to hold it here. Keep breathing. Shoulders nice and strong, so we're not sinking into the shoulders. Keep it nice and strong. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's keep it here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Slowly bring yourself all the way down to the mat. And just bring your cheek to rest on the mat. Take the arms out wherever they're comfortable. Just take a few moments to rest. And the next thing we're going to do is chaturanga push-ups. So you can do this on the knees if you like, but essentially we're going to come into plank, and we're going to bend the elbows. Just going to stretch into the triceps. We're going to work the triceps. So when you're ready, take a couple more breaths. Bring yourself back into your plank pose. Remember, you can do this on the knees. It's still challenging. And when you're ready, let's dip down and lift. Down and lift. So I'm going to aim for 5. And when you've done your set, drop the knees and just come into child's pose for 3 breaths, because we're going to do that one more time. When you're ready, come back into your plank pose. And let's go again. So again, just check your alignment here, because you want to be working the triceps. So just make sure you're bending the right way. Woo. And slowly drop back into child's pose. So we're just going to stay in child's pose for a little bit longer. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly lift yourself off the mat, tuck the toes under, come into your downward facing dog. So pedal the feet, bend the knees, whatever you need. Fill that space in the shoulders, press the hands into the mat. We're going to inhale to lift the heels, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale to lift, hold it here, and release. You've got the option of doing the elbow dips to work into the triceps. If you are doing that, again, be true to yourself. Make sure you're keeping your nice, strong, downward facing dog. And we're going to take 3 lion's breaths here. We need to feel that breath in the back of the body as well. So nice, strong pelvis, nice, stable spine. A nice deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands and slowly walk the feet towards the hands. So we're just going to come into our ragdoll at the top of the mat. So just hang here. You can swing it out, shake it out. And I want us to use this ragdoll to work into the hamstrings. So give your legs a nice stretch. Bend the knees if you need to. You find that you're bending them so much that you lose the stretch, then just lift the chest up a bit more. And I want you to find your point. So reach the hands wherever they meet, whether it's the toes, the mat, the shins. And when you're ready, I want you to inhale as you lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale to release. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. And just flow through a few more. Trying to stretch those hamstrings. you're ready, let's slowly start coming all the way up. So take your time, lead with the chest, keep that bend in the knees if it helps you. And we're going to come all the way up. Take the hands up towards the sky, come onto the tiptoes, nice big stretch, and release. Just shake it all out. And we're going to come into our mountain pose. So you can bring your feet together or keep them apart. Lift the toes up, spread them out, and then bring them back to the mat. Let's have a little bit more weight towards the heels, shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. Keeping the face nice and soft. Remember, you can come to that Ujjayi breath. It's there. That's like constriction at the back of the throat. Slowly open the eyes if they're closed. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's lower it down. Elbows in. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just remember, when you're lowering down into chaturanga, you don't want to go down more than 90 degrees. If it's painful in any way, then you can go down less than that. So just take care here. And way to focus that breath on the back of the body as well. Deep inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands. Step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Stay in the fold a little bit longer. Keep breathing. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. We're going to run through a sequence on both sides. So I'll talk you through it. Some of it will be similar to what we've done before. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. So we're going to hold plank a little bit longer. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's lower it down. Elbows in towards the body. Untuck the toes. Open the heart. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to inhale to lift that right leg in the air. And I want you to keep the pelvis nice and neutral. So we're not opening that right hip. Engage that left glute as well. Keep it strong. And we're going to take that right leg out to the right and in. To the right and in. One more time and in. And we're going to exhale as we fan that right leg all the way out to the right. And we're going to bring it to the side of the right foot. So we're keeping that right leg straight for now. And we're going to keep on the right heel. We're going to lift the toes. So we're working into that right hamstring. And we're just going to rock back and forth on the left toes as well. Remember, you can release the right foot and toes at any point. And what we're going to do is we're going to slowly turn that left foot out slightly, lift that left arm off the mat and have a nice little twist over to the left. So let's keep that right shoulder nice and strong. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, release that left hand to the mat. I want you to bend that right knee. Drop the left knee as you come into your lizard pose. So make your adjustments. You can come into the forearm, it's your choice. You're just going to take a couple more breaths here. And slowly bring yourself back to your flat hands. You're going to tuck the left toes under as we shoot that right leg all the way back into three-legged dog. And when you're ready, we want you to bend that right knee and want you to bring that bring that right leg forward into pigeon pose. So we're going to bring that right leg forward, come into pigeon pose. I'm just going to stay here for a short while. Remember to support yourself, especially if your right buttock is quite lifted. We've got about 10 minutes, sort of 8 to 10 minutes to go. But just notice how your body's feeling in this pigeon pose. It's a strong pose. Keep that right foot nice and flexed. And we're going to stay here for 3, for 2. And on 1, I want you to bring yourself up, flat hands on the mat. And we're going to shoot that left leg all the way up to the side and in front of us. And we're going to bring that right foot to touch the inside of the left thigh. We're going to inhale as we bring the hands either side of that left leg. Lift and lengthen through the upper body. As you exhale, I want you to stretch forward over that left leg. So we're working into the hamstring. So remember, you want to create that length in the upper body. Couple more breaths. You need to inhale as you come all the way up. Take that right hand behind you. Shoot that left arm in the air as we come up for our baby wild thing. And release. Let's take that right leg out in front of us. Take the hands behind, fingers pointing towards the toes. Point the toes as you lift the hips up, coming into your reverse plank. Really feel it nice and strong. Breathe in for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. Tuck the chin in. Let's bring that bum back to the mat. Take the legs behind you as we bring the hands out in the front. Left leg comes behind us. Shoot that right leg in the air for three-legged dog. You can come back into down dog, or you can flow through a three-legged vinyasa, and we'll all meet downward facing dog. So let's take 3 lines breaths here. You can stay here, or you can release the elbows, working into the triceps. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and hold. Take a deep inhale. Exhale as we gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, nice and full. Exhale to release. So just take a few moments here. We're going to do that sequence on the other side, so you have a little bit of an idea what to expect. So let's come back into Asana. Reset yourself. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as we step it back into plank pose. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's lower it down. Untap the toes. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. We're going to inhale as we lift that left leg in the air. So keep the pelvis nice and neutral. Let's take the left leg out to the left and in. Left and in. One more time and in. Lift it up. And this time we're going to fan that left leg all the way out. Keep it straight. Bring it to the outside of the left foot. We're going to keep that leg nice and straight. And we're going to come onto the heel of that left foot. And you can just pulse it back and forward. Just opening up here. Nice. And when you're ready, we're just going to slowly bend that left knee and coming into lizard pose. What I want you to do, just for a moment, if we can lift off and just straighten that left leg, and we're going to lift that right hand off the mat and just have a quick little twist over to the right. And one more inhale. As you exhale, just take that hand back to the mat. And we're going to shoot that left leg all the way up behind us. And when you're ready, we're going to bend that left knee. And we're going to bring that left leg forward into pigeon pose on the other side. So just take your time here, just notice the difference. You can come onto the forearms, it's entirely up to you. So we're nearly there, guys. We're going to just stay here for a little bit longer. When you're ready, that hand, and I want you to fan that right leg out in front of you. Bring that left foot so it's pressing on the inside of the right thigh. Hands either side of that right leg. Inhale as you lift and lengthen. Exhale, let's hinge forward from the hips. And again, remember to breathe into the upper body. Don't stress about reaching that foot. Okay, one more inhale. Exhale. Slowly come up with the inhale. Take that left hand behind us. Right arm comes up. Come into our baby wild thing. Open it out. Slowly bring the bum back to the mat. Bring that left leg out as well. Hands behind us, fingers pointing towards the toes. Lift the hips up, coming into our final reverse plank. Here. 3, 2, 1. And release. Tuck the chin in. Slowly bring the legs behind you. Hands out in front. And we're going to shoot that left leg in the air. You can come straight into downward facing dog, or you can work through the final 3-legged chaturanga. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take 3 lined breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands. Step or walk feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale to rise. Take the gaze all the way up. Exhale to release. Let's bring the feet out mat distance apart. We're just going to come into our final Shavasana now. So bring the hands to prayer. And slowly lower yourself into your yoga squat. So don't worry if you fall or wobble out of it. Just take a couple of moments here. And when you're ready, slowly bringing the bum to the mat. And in your own time, just come straight into your final Shavasana. So yeah, we are going to go over slightly, but I really want to work into the shoulders. I thought it was quite important. So let's just stay here for a few moments. We're just going to start deepening the breath. Let's start slowly wriggling the fingers and the toes. Let's rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Have a nice big stretch. I'm going to slowly draw the knees into the chest, one by one. So just take your time here. Give yourself a nice little rock from side to side. We're going to roll out to the side. Just safely bring yourself up to your comfortable seated position. So you can bring your hands to heart center, or you can let them gently rest on the knees. And we're going to end today's practice with our 3 clearing breaths. Let's slowly bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And I want to thank you all for today's practice. I want to thank you all for bearing with me. And I want to thank you all for your patience. And also, I just want to remind you all of just how truly strong, amazing, and resilient we all are, especially given the new announcements yesterday and the horrific year that we've all had. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in you. Thank you so much for today's practice. Thanks so much, guys. Sorry, we did run a little bit over anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shab.
Thanks very much, and I hopefully see some of you tomorrow.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.